Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 9-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. Before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, guys, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate that. YouTube continues to tell me about 60% of my audience is not subscribed, so if that is you and I provide you any value throughout this video, if you could just take 1 second to do that, that would be awesome. Just reached the 350 number, so we're on the way to 400. Thank you to everyone that has supported so far. And a few announcements before we get into it. If you are interested in some further content from me, I do offer an NBA DFS package over here on Patreon where you can get access to my premium NBA projections, NBA data sheet, player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact insights, and my NBA Discord chat access. I have gotten a lot of good feedback from people over there that are Patreon members, winning some good money early on in the season, which always makes me happy. You can follow me over on Twitter at KJK_DFS, where I'll try to be tweeting out updates as much as possible as far as injuries are concerned and all of that stuff. And lastly, guys, go ahead and check out Thrive Fantasy. Use promo code KJK DFS to receive a 100% deposit bonus when you deposit $20 or more, all the way up to $50 today. These guys are offering a huge contest for the Super Bowl. If you haven't checked it out, there's only 660 entries in this contest, $10,000 to first. Big contest over on Thrive. So I'm excited about it. How it works is you pick player props. So in this particular contest, there's 20 options. You're going to have picked 10 of the 20. And based upon the probability, you're going to get more points if it's less likely to happen, less points if it's more likely to happen. It's a risk-reward format. So you pick 10 of these. It's a tournament format, just like FanDuel and DraftKings. Similar, but it's player props. And then based upon your score, you climb the leaderboards in 10,000 to first, 6,000 to second, 3,000 to third. Big contest on Thrive, one of the biggest ones they've ever hosted, so I'm excited about that. And don't forget to check out the props lobby, guys. The props lobby is also a very exciting thing over here for the big game. Now, how this works is, you can pick 2 out of 2, 3 out of 3, or 4 out of 4 picked correctly. With your props, it's like a parlay format, so you have to get all of them right to win. But if you do get all of them right, if you get 2 out of 2, you get 3.6x your entry. If you get 3 out of 3, you get 6.2x your entry. And if you get 4 out of 4, you get 11 times your entry. So, a great thing to be playing for the big game. If I'm picking 4 of these options, which, let's be honest, that's going to be the most fun, and I'm betting $1, I'm going to win $11. If I'm betting $5, I'm going to win $55. If I'm betting $50, I'm going to win $550. And so on. If I want to bet $100, I'm going to win $1,100. So go ahead and check them out. Use promo code KJKDFS to receive a 100% deposit match. And try out some of these fun games for the Super Bowl on Sunday. You can also play NBA over there, but some big stuff going on for the Super Bowl. So excited to talk about that again. Check that out. That's the link below in the description, guys. And let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. Chicago taking on the Orlando Magic. We're going to have a lot of back-to-backs with the same matchups on the slate that we just saw last night, so it's going to be a little funky talking about it. I mean, just being that we just saw these matchups, but we can still break these games down. Nikola Vucevic at 8-9. I absolutely loved him last night. He had a huge game, putting up 77.75 DraftKings points. He did get a price bump increase up to 8-9. But he literally gets the same matchup as mentioned, taking on the Chicago front court. I liked him last time out with the likes of Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr. Was out, and now Lauri Markkanen is out. Now, as far as defensively, that might hurt Vucevic in a sense, honestly. I'd rather be facing Lauri Markkanen than a lot of other guys defensively for a big man, traditional big man like Nikola Vucevic, but regardless, I still like the matchup. They don't have a traditional big to be able to guard him, and Nikola Vucevic is going to absolutely stroke it from behind the arc as well. And if you don't have someone tall to get out there and contest those shots, and or someone agile enough, he can put up a big game in a hurry. You get that half-point bonus on DraftKings. Zach LaVine at 8-6 is the main guy in the Chicago squad, putting up 45 DraftKings points last time out. Did get a slight bump up, but still got to like him. And then I should mention, as far as the Vegas lines are concerned in this game right now, this game comes in with a 223.5 over-under with a 1-point spread in favor of the Chicago Bulls. So, a respectable paced game. There's going to be some other ones that we're going to talk about later on the slate that are going to be much faster paced, but just wanted to throw that out there to you guys. Aaron Gordon continues to be out as well, so that's a bump to Vucevic. That's a bump to Evan Fournier. That's a bump to Terrence Ross. That's a bump to Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony having a pretty solid game last night. Putting up 38.5 DraftKings points. So you can continue to look at him with these injuries. Aaron Gordon being out is going to continue to give him more on-ball handling duties. And then on the Chicago side, with Lauri Markkanen questionable, expected to be out, and Wendell Carter Jr. out, and Otto Porter Jr. listed as questionable, which who knows if he's going to be back. But we could have some potential value plays here in a Garrett Temple and a Patrick Williams. So these guys are going to be very intriguing options. As well, on the wings, they're going to need some more wing minutes from these guys. Specifically, Patrick Williams, they're going to need a little bit of size. He put up 35.75 DraftKings points last time out, so we could be looking at these guys for value on this one. And lastly, a Daniel Gafford at 3.8. Maybe they need his size, but hasn't been getting the run. It's more so Patrick Williams. So that would be the extent of my interest in this one. Moving further along, Toronto taking on Atlanta. Trae Young listed as questionable. DeAndre Hunter continues to be out. Kevin Huerter is listed as questionable. So we got some injury news to keep an eye on in this one for sure. Now, Kevin Huerter is listed as probable, so expect him to be in. If Trae Young continues to be out, he's going to continue to be a great play. As far as the Vegas lines are concerned, this game comes in right now with a 222 over-under with a 6-point spread in favor of the Toronto Raptors. So not exactly the fastest paced game. I will say on the Toronto side, they do get a pretty good matchup taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Not a good team defensively. A very good matchup. And, I feel really comfortable targeting these guys day in and day out because OG Anunoby's out. That's about 40 minutes in the rotation. And the Toronto Raptors rotation is just rock solid. You know exactly where all the minutes are going. It's Fred VanVleet, it's Kyle Lowry, it's Pascal Siakam, and it's Norman Powell. And it's really that simple. So I'm going to have interest in every single one of these guys in this good matchup in this one for sure. And then on the Atlanta side, as mentioned, if Trae Young's out, we're looking to Kevin Huerter for sure. We're looking to Cam Reddish. We're looking at Danilo Gallinari, Rajon Rondo. All of these guys are going to get a bump up. If Trae Young is in, I am going to like him a lot. They're going to be weighing on him heavily to get buckets, as they always do, because he's the main star on the floor. Anytime Atlanta takes the anytime I take the floor, Trae Young's the guy. So, and then Clint Capella at 8.5 is the other guy you're looking to run it back with. So pretty self-explanatory in this game, guys. I mean, you're playing Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, and Norman Powell. Pascal Siakam at 7.7 would probably be one of my least favorite I don't know. I don't want to say least favorite options from a usage aspect, just strictly because Clint Capella's down low. I'd rather be targeting the perimeter shooters that are getting guarded by this kind of lackluster defense. So, Norman Powell, Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet. Pascal Siakam's still a great play. Just I'm saying the matchup is the one that probably scares me the most. And then Chris Boucher at only 4.4, putting up 32.75 DraftKings points last time out. It's just really about the minutes with this guy. If he can get your minutes, he's going to absolutely go off. And at 4.4 in this matchup, if he's able to get you a few. I really liked him in that Brooklyn matchup because they play small. And this one against Atlanta with Clint Capella, the big. Not going to like him quite as much as far as the minutes are concerned, but it is a back-to-back, so he could naturally see some more minutes to give some relief to these other guys in the rotation. So risk-reward play there in Boucher. Milwaukee taking on Cleveland. This game comes in with a 227 over-under with a 10.5-point spread in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks. A game that stayed close last night and a game that I have a really hard time seeing stay close 2 nights in a row. Milwaukee did end up pulling away at the end of that game, but Giannis was still able to put up 64 DraftKings points. I tend to lean this game just blows out. That was kind of my lean last time out. Didn't quite pay off to the point that, I expected, but I'm going to play it the same way I did last time, guys. I'm playing the blowout narrative, which means, I'm not all that interested in anyone up top. Andre Drummond would probably be my favorite pay-up option on the Cleveland side. He put up 38.75 DraftKings points last time just because of how good of a rebounder he is. And even if they get blown out, he's going to do his best to try to keep them in the game throughout the first half. Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton are both, interesting options in the mid-7K range that could get hot and get you there. Specifically Chris Middleton, this is the cheapest we've seen his price. I've been fading this guy for a long time. I've been consistently telling you guys, don't play him. But that's because he's been priced up in the mid-8K range, and it's just like Giannis takes away so much usage. Now he's down to 7.6. Might be the time to jump on Chris Middleton because he can really shoot it. And on DraftKings, he can get you there real quick of shooting those threes. But As far as the blowout's concerned, I'm always looking to play Bobby Portis. I said this in yesterday's video, and it's true. I'm looking to play Bobby Portis in the blowouts. I mean, this guy doesn't even need... He put up 41 and 43 DraftKings points in 24 and 17 minutes. If you can get like 30 minutes because of a blowout, Bobby Portis can absolutely crush that price tag. So he's the main guy I'm looking to on the Milwaukee side if I'm playing, anticipating this game to be a blowout. San Antonio taking on Houston. Christian Wood continues to be out. As far as the Vegas lines, this game comes in with a 222.5 over-under with a 1.5 point spread in favor of the Houston Rockets. So John Wall is listed as questionable. Christian Wood is out. DeJounte Murray is listed as questionable. And LaMarcus Aldridge continues to be out. So, and Lonnie Walker's out. So yeah, guys, this might be an interesting spot for value. We could be looking to Patty Mills, Vassell down here at 3-3. I mean, I think Patty Mills is actually a really interesting option, as well as Trey Lyles at 3-2 because of no LaMarcus Aldridge. Could see some more run in this game that's expected to go more so small rather than playing Jakob Poeltl a bunch of minutes. I could see Trey Lyles getting a little more run in this one, a little more of an agile center, having to guard the likes of DeMarcus Cousins. And yeah, so I mean, Keldon Johnson at 5'8" is going to be a great play, especially if DeJounte Murray's out. Then you got Patty Mills and Derek White. So all these guys are going to be viable plays. If we continue to see this news that these guys are out, Rudy Gay at 4-1 as well. The rotation is going to become a lot more simplified, so to speak, on the San Antonio side, which is a good thing. That's going to open up value in guys that we really like. And then DeMar DeRozan's the most obvious play at 7-2. I'd expect him to have a lot of responsibility in this one to carry the team, so it makes a lot of sense as well. Based on price point, I really like Keldon Johnson, though, at 5'8". And on the Houston side, it's Victor Oladipo, it's DeMarcus Cousins, and Eric Gordon, especially if John Wall is out. If John Wall is out, I'm going to absolutely love these guys. DeMarcus Cousins, Victor Oladipo, Eric Gordon, all of these guys are going to get a bunch of usage, and expect DeMarcus Cousins to get a big bump in minutes. At 6'3", he can definitely crush that price tag. We saw him price way up at one point for his starting role. Then he went back to the bench role. Now he's going to be back up to the starting role again. So going to really like these guys with that injury news. So going to have to keep an eye on that one, guys. Unfortunately, there's nothing set in stone yet, but that's the outlook based upon the injuries of what we're looking at. Minnesota taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This game right now comes in with a 218.5 over under with a 1 point spread in favor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So this game is expected to play at a very dreadful pace. The only thing that might pique my interest in this one is if we continue to see the Oklahoma City side be shorthanded. Sometimes, I mean, you're going to have to kind of play these guys based upon how many minutes they're getting and stuff. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to be out, I'm going to really like Al Horford, Darius Bazley, Diallo again. I really liked Diallo last night. He was my favorite option and producing at like a 1.1 DK points per minute rate. Going to continue to go there if these guys continue to be shorthanded. Maladon was out last time. I'd expect him to have to be out again. Dort was out last time. I would expect him to have to be out again. But we'll have to keep an eye. We saw Kenrich Williams get the start last time. Mike Muscala, Isaiah Roby were both interesting options. Both had pretty decent games for their salaries. So I specifically Isaiah Roby, I continue to really like him at his 3.7 price tag. So on the Minnesota side, I'm not really looking to go to anyone, to be honest with you. It's going to be a slow-paced game. They have a little bit more of a fulfilled rotation, so it's really the Minnesota side. I mean, the Oklahoma City side, if they continue to be short, that I'd be looking to. Brooklyn taking on Philadelphia. This is going to be the fun one, guys. We finally get to talk about a high up-tempo game with some superstars in it. And this game comes in with a 237.5 over-under with a 3-point spread in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers. So Brooklyn Brooklyn without Kevin Durant means that we are going to absolutely love James Harden and Kyrie Irving. Both make a ton of sense as plays. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are both listed as questionable, but it does look like they are, well, Ben Simmons is probable. Embiid looks like a true questionable. So, got to keep an eye on that one. If Embiid's in, I absolutely love him. If Embiid's out, I absolutely love Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris, and that would make this game really fun because we could play James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and feel really good about our lineups. So, and then, of course, with KD being out, Joe Harris and Jeff Green become much more viable plays. I'd expect them to get a lot more usage, a lot more opportunity. So both these guys at 5.2 and 6K in an up-tempo game make a lot of sense as well. And yeah, I mean, DeAndre Jordan at 4.3, you could see a lot more minutes if Embiid's in. They're going to need a little bit more of a traditional center. It's like you're going to have to kind of play DeAndre Jordan if Joel Embiid's in. I'm sorry to tell you, but Jeff Green down low, I mean, I just have a hard time seeing DeAndre Jordan not getting more minutes in this one. So Seth Curry at 4.3 is listed as questionable. If he continues to be out, we could see Furkan Korkmaz and Danny Green get a little more usage. So these guys become interesting. And then you could be playing the revenge narrative with TLC taking on his former team, Tuao Luawau Cabarro. I think I pronounced that correct. Taking on his former team, you can play that, sure. Bruce Brown at 3.5, Landry Shamet. All these guys will get a few more minutes with no Kevin Durant, more usage. So you could take darts at these guys in tournaments for sure. But it's pretty simple, guys. I love James Harden. I love Kyrie Irving with no Kevin Durant. And I love Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris if Joel Embiid's out. If Joel Embiid's in, he's my favorite option. I'd probably be looking to Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris still, just because of how bad Brooklyn is. So I'm going to like a lot in this game. Moving further along, Golden State taking on Dallas. Luka Doncic comes in with a 11-1 price tag. This game comes with a 230 over-under with a 4-point spread in favor of the Dallas Mavericks. So another up-tempo game that we can have interest in. Luka at 11-1, with no Kevin Durant. We're going to have to probably choose between playing Luka, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, all this stuff. So Luka, a very valuable asset in your fantasy lineups for sure. It's just a matter of if you want to go there in this one when you can play the guys that we just discussed. So I definitely will like Luka. I'm interested to see the value that we have. Hopefully, we have some really cheap value that we can jam in all of these guys, because then it'll make for a real fun slate. Steph Curry at 9.7. Also a very good play on this Golden State side. Expected to carry the load for them all season long, so he's going to get a bunch of usage. And Kristaps Porzingis at 8.2, I think it's a little too priced up for my liking. I'm not looking to go there with his minutes cap right now. He's not really playing full-on starter minutes yet, returning from that injury. I don't know how long it's going to be or if he even ever will. But, I mean, sure, he can get you there, and the Golden State side is really undersized, but they do have a guy in Draymond Green that can guard him. Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, Draymond Green are continuing to see a bunch of run with no more big men out there on the floor for Golden State, with Wiseman, Pascal, and Kevon Looney being out. So all three of these guys are going to be intriguing options every time out they take the floor. But they all did see a price tag bump, so it will be interesting to see how they grade out my final projection run. And then, yeah, I mean, on the Dallas side, you could play a Maxi Kleber down here at 3.9. He's an interesting play as well. 20 minutes, he can shoot the three ball if he gets hot. But I'm really looking at Luka Doncic on the Dallas side. And Josh Richardson maybe, or Tim Hardaway Jr. Josh Richardson would probably be my second favorite option based on his price tag and the minutes he's receiving. At 4.9, he could definitely get you there at that price tag. So Memphis taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. This game right now comes in with a 227.5 over-under with a 1-point spread in favor of the New Orleans Pelicans. So fairly decently paced game. On the New Orleans side, I'm looking to play Zion Williamson, really. Brandon Ingram at 8.3. I'm going to continue to fade based on his production recently. He did have one of his better games last time out, putting up 48.5 DraftKings points. But he's been pretty consistently been struggling to get to 40 DraftKings points, so I'm just not really looking to play him until he gets a price decrease. I mean, maybe out of all matchups, maybe I'll play him. I don't know, but I could tell you my lean without looking at my projections is just keep fading the guy, and I can tell you that I have not been playing him a lot this year. So John Morant, Jonas Valanciunas should be back in this one. John Morant at 7.6 is a very intriguing option as well. Been a very good fantasy point per minute producer. Just waiting on him to have a big game. First one since injury. So Jonas Valanciunas hasn't played since January 16th, so I'd expect him probably not to get the full amount of run. So, I mean, sure, you can play him if you want, but that more so impacts the guys we were playing on the Memphis side, like a Brandon Clark and Kyle Anderson and Xavier Tillman. Not really looking to go there anymore. So, and then once you get down to the bottom of these teams, the rotation gets really condensed. So it's like the interest fades off real quick for me. Dylan Brooks at 5.5 is an interesting option as well. Playing upper 20 minutes, he can shoot the 3-ball, but he's been really underwhelming this season. I don't know what's going on. He's really struggling, but at 5.5, just waiting on a good night from him. And same thing applies for Kyle Anderson. These two guys would be the ones I'm looking to if I'm going down here, but not top priorities for me on the slate, that's for sure. Last game on the slate, Detroit taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Once again, a game we're probably not going to have too much interest in. These last two games kind of fade out on the slate. A 218 over-under with a 13.5-point spread in favor of the Los Angeles Lakers. This game's expected to play slow, and this game is expected to be a blowout. So, as far as LeBron James and Anthony Davis are concerned, LeBron is probable. Anthony Davis is also probable. I'm not looking to pay up for these guys. They don't make sense in a slow-paced game that's expected to get away. I'm just playing the blowout route in this one. Honestly, guys, if I'm playing anyone in this game, I'm going right down to the cheap guys. I'm not even looking at anyone priced up here. I'm going down to, Talen Horton-Tucker, Alex Caruso, Sadiq Bey on the Detroit side. Maybe a Svi Mikhailuk at 3K that can shoot the 3-ball and maybe get some more minutes in a blowout. Those are the guys I'd be playing in this game. Honestly, I'm looking to play full on if this game turns into a blowout. Who's going to get run? And those are the guys. So, yeah, interesting tournament plays there for sure. You could be playing. So that's what I'd be doing, guys. I'd be playing these cheap guys that are going to get run in the blowout. And I already mentioned the names I'd really be looking to. So. That is my overall breakdown of this 9-game slate. Before I let you guys go, I got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be DeMarcus Cousins at 6'3". Christian Wood back with an injury. DeMarcus Cousins is going to slip back into his starting role, I should say. At this 6'3" price tag, this guy's been an absolute fantasy point per minute beast when he gets the opportunity. I mean, it's literally ridiculous. This guy can put up like 1.3 DK points per minute. He can shoot the 3. He's going to get you rebounds. He's going to get you minutes now. And at this 6'3" price tag, I don't think it's enough to slow him down. His two most recent starts, taking on 1 the Dallas Mavericks and 2 the Washington Wizards, which of course are great matchups, but putting up 58 and 50 DraftKings points. And I think we could see a big game out of DeMarcus Cousins tonight, especially at this price tag. So I love DeMarcus Cousins at this 6'3" price tag, and he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. DeMarcus Cousins, get him in your lineups. That is all from me in this one. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to check out my Patreon package, link below in the description if interested in some further content from me. And check out Thrive Fantasy. Use promo code KJK DFS to receive a 100% deposit match when you deposit $20 or more, up to $50 today. Go ahead and climb in that Super Bowl tournament. There's only like 660 people, I believe the number was. $10,000 to first. You're not going to get that small of a competition prize pool for that prize very often, in those low dollar tournaments. And check out that players prop lobby as well. Pick 4 guys, 11 times your money. I'm excited to do that for the big game. And yes, that is all, guys. Wish you all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.